Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, with Nigeria's aging population and the high costs of medical services in the country, we are seeing that a lot of people are now turning to elderly support services for, the elderly and the retirees in our country. So now we're looking at elderly care and home medical care services boom in Nigeria. And with me in the studio this morning is Sebastian Okafor. He's a veteran journalist and a public commentator. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, now before we start with our conversation, we know that the country is mourning the death of our former president, Muhammadu Buhari, and he was laid to rest yesterday in his hometown. Now, upon hearing the news of his passing, how did you receive it? What was your reaction to his death?
Well, personally, nobody rejoices over the death of one. I felt bad. But the other way around, I said he has come, he has played his time, and he's gone. So I simply said, good night to him.
Okay, and what about, the reactions? A lot of people have mixed reactions. We see his contemporaries mourning him and bidding him farewell with their tributes. And we also have, reactions from the citizens of the country who have their own opinions about him. So how do you see the reactions, the different reactions that are pouring in, after his death?
Well, for me, it's natural. It's one of the activities of human being. Nobody can be liked by all. You understand? So, like you rightly said, I can say majority will say, this Buhari, no. There are also some who will say, that was a good man. So, it's human nature. I speak for myself, I can't speak for others. Like I did say, yes. Like I did say, death is the end of every man. So like I said, he has played his own role. Whether he played well or not, it's left between himself and his God. But I think he has done his own bit. And I said, and I'm repeating it again, I say goodbye, bid him farewell.
All right, but just like you said earlier, you speak for yourself and not for other people. But so, in your own opinion, how would you say, he lived his life, looking at how he served, both as a military president and as a civilian president? How would you rate, the things he did and his performance?
His activities when he was military head of state and civilian president, a lot of differences. He was a young man as a soldier. He came with all the vibrancy of the youth. I remember there were a lot of good policies he put in place. And Buhari was not a talking type. It was Idiabo who was talking and talking. You understand? But I think as a military president, he did well. But as a civilian president, if you ask me, I can, if it is percentage, I can give him 25%. Because a lot of people suffered, a lot of people cried, especially security. Security was a problem. A lot of accusations packed on him. And he never spoke to say, no, what you want to talk? I don't know. He just kept it to Garba and other people. So, a lot of differences between his military era and his civilian era.
All right, so now let's look at the issue of the day, which is on elderly care and home medical care services boom in Nigeria. Now, first of all, why are we noticing or witnessing a noticeable increase when it comes to home medical care services in Nigeria?
Well, I may be right or wrong, I don't know. But I think government abdicated a lot of its responsibilities. You understand? What happens here certainly is not what happens abroad. You understand? And given the economic realities on ground in Nigeria, where people like those of us who worked in the government, you retire 10 years after, 20 years after, you have not been paid gratuity. your pensions don't come as and when due. So if for example, at the end of the day, nothing good comes from the services you render to your fatherland, you understand? You now see that you now resort to help from outside, and that is why I think a lot of individuals are getting into private care and things like that. Those of us who were lucky to have children, who are a little bit not well off, disposed to assisting us. That's the only succor we have. Otherwise, no. Many of us are dying in their beats.
All right, but looking at our society, we are Africans, we are Nigerians. Traditionally, caring for elderly people was mostly a family responsibility, just like you mentioned, your children. But it seems as if the children are no longer available to look after their parents, and so it is now going to medical care or having to patronize.
No, but why is it like that? Still because of that application I told you. The roles are supposed to be interwoven. The children, the government. Otherwise, why will somebody who have suffered, at the end of the day, nobody takes care of them? And don't forget that these children you are talking about are part of this decadent society. The society also is bad. What happens today? You see a small boy at the age of about 20, 21, the labors of his father, long time ago. He grows up to sell the same building his father suffered to build. At the end of the day, he buys a bus, a shuttle bus, what they call shuttle bus, these small buses, leaves the house, goes to somewhere and becomes a tenant. 3 months after, the shuttle bus is gone. He lost the bus, he lost the house, he lost everything. So it's part of societal problem. And when you lose hope from that angle, you now see that when you are nowhere, you must look for some other place. And that is government. In civilized economies, government has a role. Okay? We are talking about, you said Africa. I said no. There are a lot of countries in Africa that are better than what we do here. The little boy in Burkina Faso is doing wonders. He's doing wonders. And I know that as we speak now, Burkina Faso is the only African country that is tax-free. Nobody pays taxes again in Burkina Faso. And this boy is under 40. The society in Burkina Faso is different from the society in Nigeria. In Igbo parlance, the average Nigerian will get up in the morning, early morning, you see them covered by big umbrellas. What are they doing? They are doing betting lotto, Niger bet, and things like that. So what do you think will come out of that?
Okay, but I'm also looking at the cultural acceptance of these things. Do you think that the idea of placing elderly people in some sort of elderly people's home or professional care facilities, do you think it is something that is widely accepted in our...
No. I'm talking about the Igbo man. I don't know about the Yoruba man or the Hausa man. We have the spirit of Onyaga na Nwanne. Onyaga bụ nwanne m, Onyaga bụ nwanne m. And when he is aging, he or she is aging, you see people coming around him. Then has he taking his bath? Has he been fed? And things like that. But these things are gradually disappearing because of societal imbalances.
Yeah. Just hold that thought because we'll continue from where you stop. But we'll go for a short break, and when we return, we will continue.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. entertainment. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on e-vibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hubs on e-vibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Welcome back. We're still with Sebastian Okafor talking on elderly care and home medical care services boom in Nigeria. Now, before going on that break, we're talking on the on elderly care being culturally accepted in our area. So please continue.
Well, like I was saying before the short break, the Igbo man has a culture of one year. One population explosion today, what they call civilization, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is beneficial to us, is eroding a lot of these things. I remember when I was a child, when we were growing, you see an elderly person, man or woman, in your village. The village people are taking care of that such person. When you see somebody will make sure that he or she takes his or her best and things like that. At the end of the day, when he bids farewell to us, it's also going to be a joint something. You understand? People will make contributions. But today, these things are carnivals. Maybe we were not doing things like that. So, if such things are booming today, I still repeat, it is still negligence on the part of both Aiwa and government, because even in that aspect, government is not doing much. Government is not doing much.
All right, now let's look at the economic angle to this. Now we are seeing that there is a boom in these services. Do you think that this elderly care is a long-term profitable industry in our country?
Profitable industry for the people who run it, not for the elderly. Because, for example, now, if my children say, Dad, we'll take you to an old people's home. The owner of such place, because of greed, if it is the charge that you will give between, I'm giving an example, say 10,000 naira. They will not tell you it's 100,000. Because he's not doing this thing to do a service. He's doing it to get economic benefit. The pecuniary that comes from there is the interest of some person. until we realize that we have veered off from a normal known cultural acceptance of who we are and what we do, the type of life, the better for us. So I don't think it's something it benefits the owners.
Oh, it benefits
the people who run the place,
not
the elderly.
the person being cared for.
What kind of food do they give them? Maybe I'm in my home, my children give me a lot of things. I take meals, I eat good food. When I go there, they now give me a kanda, what they call pomo. I know that pomo does not give me anything. Okay? And upon that, you pay easily. So, our problem is greed. Simple greed.
All right. Now, speaking on this issue of what you eat with your children is going to be different from what is being given to you.
Of course.
This now comes to the ethical aspect of it, because now some elderly people are suffering in silence when they are in these spaces because they don't have a choice to decide what they want and what they don't want. So what rights do you think that elderly people should have in terms of using the kind of care that is being given to them?
Well, I suggest there must be a statute. There must be a statute. Lay down laws. Because I don't think we have good laws here protecting the elderly. If we have such laws, then what you have now said will be feasible. Okay? But when Sebastian runs his own, the Martinino runs his own, you run your own, we are now only competing stupidly because there is no law. But if there's a statute that says all old people's homes, this is the amount you take. These are the conditions we want you to abide with before I will make that rule such ones. But where you don't have that, it's an all-commerce business. You see what happens in Nigeria today? Private schools, private hospitals. Many of our hospitals have become abattoirs where they kill people, yet charge you heavily. Private schools, how many private schools have qualified teachers? Myself, for example, none of my children attended private school. All attended government school. Because you can come to a private school, as big as it is, you have only 2 qualified teachers. And what is the qualification? We know. Minimum of an NCE. If you have a degree, you must have an educational background. And you must be registered by the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. They go there. If they have 20 teachers, don't be surprised, only 2 teachers are qualified. Where a teacher, somebody brought a child, Ebuka, since when did you start to? Is that good English?
Okay, yes, but we are not looking at the education system now. We're looking at the health care, elderly care system.
No, I just gave an example.
Okay.
It's still little for the elderly. Like I said, I run, you run, you run. Onye na-guide the idea. Who is controlling the other?
And so, we also have reports of physical abuse. Aside from the financial aspects you just mentioned, we have issues of abuse, neglect. The security situation now is not even safe enough because we have some caregivers, killing their wards or the people they are supposed to be looking after or stealing from them and things like that. So how can these issues be addressed if we're having
I said it. I was talking about guidelines. Guidelines are laws.
It's one thing to make laws, it's another thing for it to be followed.
Next thing, make the laws first. Make the laws first. As we are sitting here, if there are no laws guiding broadcasting, we won't be here. And we can stay in this studio and abuse people anyhow. But since we know that there is this statute, we must guide our statements, guide our speech. So let there be those laws. And then we'll talk about implementation. Conscience is an open wound, and it's only truth that heals it. If you know that if you do this is offensive, you won't, in the first place, conscience has guided you. Because we are afraid of that law that is there. So let's have the laws first.
Now, let's turn it the other way around, because while we are making laws, care services to follow, we should also, we also know that there are some elderly people who are the abusers of their caregivers and who are, for want of a better word, problematic, or, have so many issues. So what about the people who are giving care to these elderly people?
Well, I find myself difficult to agree with you that an elderly man who is kept in an old people's home will go ahead and abuse the caregiver.
Well, it doesn't have to be an old people's home, because some of these givers come to the house.
Whether it's in your house or it's still old people. There's no way you can say, hey, my friend, you come to my house because I'm old. Maybe somebody contracted you to be coming to take care of me. It's still the same thing. There are people who are in their homes. Their doctors come there. It is still the same thing that you are in the ward. Okay? But maybe the family says, Kanya in Lukoya, let's watch what you are doing. So, we consider age, especially in tropical Africa. Okay? We consider age. Only age. There's an age. An average Nigerian will attend. And we begin to see that he is already depreciating. Both in speech, in short, in behavior, in character, everything. You can say, he can see you in the morning and say, instead of saying good morning, you say Otolobobwe. You see, the man has moved up. Oliga alignment. You understand my point? So, and Oliga alignment, you also have to understand that age has come. I was watching my friend, my bosom friend, we were very close. And I was seeing him, people, I'm talking about Bongo Sikwe. At 79, you understand? At 79, you understand? Because that gamuzi job is also affecting the memories. It's also affecting everything about him. So these are considerations we have to put into account.
But it doesn't completely rule out the fact that there are still issues that arise from the
it can come from the family, but not from the man or the woman.
All right. And well, how would you say that this, because we also know that caring for the elderly is not easy. It can be quite both physically and mentally draining. Now, how would you say, this whole elderly care and home care services, the toll it takes on families, both emotionally and financially?
My sister, I plenty. I don't know where to start.
You can start from the beginning.
Well, for me, I don't pray to be kept in an old people's home. I don't pray. I have asked God for one thing. Give me good health. I've suffered to train my children. If any day they say, Dad, like I'm retired now, I have never expected pension, I've never expected gratuity. But I know it will come one day. But the pension and gratuity I'm receiving today come from my children. Not everybody has that kind of opportunity. Not everybody. So if you don't have that kind of opportunity, what you now have to do, like the average Nigerian, you rely yourself in your creator until the day you bid farewell. Otherwise, it's excruciating. Old age in Nigeria, I don't know. If I say it's a punishment, you see old people, you are passing, That's why I'm talking about government. Oh, when they're on the streets, there are old people on the streets begging. Things like that should not happen. And even those people in whose hands such opportunities have been placed to take care of this. In Enugu, we have where they are kept, but destitute that. But what is the attitude of the staff? Greed, avarice, corruption. You bring them there. See, I'm particular about feeding. When you feed well, you have no business with the hospital. But if you don't feed well, oftentimes you're in the hospital. And it is you who determines what you eat. Sometime I was telling somebody my age. He said, hey, okay, you still look young. I don't look young. Because if we are fighting, if you eat me, I can fall down. But I know that with God, I'm not suffering, I'm comfortable, even in the midst of. So if other people who have been given the opportunity to take care of this, do that diligently, do it with the fear of God, that sometime, someday, you'll be like that. It's like the man who is preparing your gratuity at the account department. You come, he tell you, give me 23% of your gratuity. How much more can they give you? So one day or someday you will become a retiree and still face the same problem. So it becomes what do they call that cycle?
An endless cycle.
You understand my point? So I don't think no.
All right, but looking at, would you say that it is better to be taken care of at home, by your family than going to, because these care services, obviously they have professionals, both healthcare professionals who can take care of you. For instance, most elderly people suffer from issues like hypertension and diabetes and all of that. So they are professionals, they help you out, aside from what you eat, but also your health, checking your vitals and all of that. So which one would you say is more effective or is better between the two? Going for the professional care or staying at home with family?
Well, if you ask me like you have asked me now, I said it here. I don't pray to take him to any old person. If I go to that stage, if I get up to that stage, I prefer staying in my house. So that my children also will contribute. They're already contributing, but let them see what happens to their father. I did say when I was talking here, what quality of food are given to them in that room? What kind of water do they take? If I mess myself up there, how do they take care of me? Then what came out, we go and say, and things like that. And in our culture, in our attitude, not culture, in our attitude, we have problems here. We have problems. So I would prefer, and I think it is better, if your children have the resources to bring these professionals home, but not going there
to stay.
The toilet they use there, you don't know how many it is. The bedrooms and things like that. These are things we put into account. So if I'm paying you 1 million naira, I know what I'm paying you for.
All right. Now, do you also think that technology has a role to play when it comes to helping out with healthcare system for elderly people?
Well, I think you are right, but in Nigeria, I never see them. That's my answer to that.
Well, there are advancements. There's AI. There is AI now, and other advancements in technology. So, do you think it can help?
Intelligence and things like that. Yeah, that can help. But in Nigeria, I have not seen it work. There is no law. There is nothing both technology that the Nigerian cannot circumvent, to his greed, to his selfishness. So this AI you are talking, don't be surprised that when the chips are down, you begin to get disappointed because the Nigerian is the smartest person in the world, criminally smart. So whatever you do, you want to, this cup now, you want to use his hand to break this cup. And after breaking it, you also put it back, not properly refrigerated, so that when you now come to carry the cup, now you break it.
Okay. And we also see that, with the growing influence of, Western lifestyles, we have everybody's busy now. Do you think that modernization is weakening, extended family system when it comes to like family taking care, apart from children, your immediate children, other extended family like nephews, nieces, and the rest of.
Permit me. I use Igbo sometimes. In Igbo land, I am retired. I'm in my village. I came from my village this morning. I woke up by 4 because I knew I was coming to signature. And my area in Ogu is not Ogu town. I came into Enugu before 7. Okay? Modernization, in the course of my discussion here. Ndị ọcha wetara anyị ọma, wetara anyị ọjọọ. Ọkwa na TV ka anyị nọpụta. When we were growing, television stations start by 4. I worked in the NTA. You understand?
Yeah.
So you wait for the time, na TV and paper, you run to get time. So modernization, civilization, and all the sons, they have not helped us. They have not helped us. Even when I know that, like I said before, some of us in Nigeria here, we learn with the left hand. We don't learn with the right. The way the white man stays is not the way we do it here. I thank God I've had opportunity to travel out, and what I saw. So what you ask yourself, why is it that most people who went there come back here and still live the kinds of life we live? Social problem. Each one nigga now, voodoo, poison, and things like that. They make people are not, and these things have been technologically advanced. And now for the it was not like that before. So I live amongst my people now, and I'm not afraid to do anything for them.
All right. Now, just quickly, because we are out of time, do you think that this increase in these care services will create more job opportunities for people, seeing that there is a high rate of unemployment? Do you think this would help with the employment issue we have in the country?
Yes, it will help. But I crave for honesty in everything we do. It will help. The person to be employed, be honest. The person employing, be honest. Not at the end of the day, you owe. The most wicked human being on earth is the man who owes his laborer.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Okafor, for this very interesting.
I'm not Mr. I'm Ogbuefi.
Ogbuefi Okafor.
Okafor. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation. Bless you too. All right, and the morning show will be back in a moment, so make sure to stay glued to your screen and don't go anywhere.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking, events occur, and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.